Rebecca Lopez, and I'll be reciting the classic poem Yesterday by W.S. Romer. My friend says I was not a good son to understand. I say, yes, I understand. He says I did not go to see my parents very often, you know. And I say, yes, I know. Even when I was living in the same city, he says maybe I would go there once a month or maybe even less. I say, oh, yes. He says, the last time I went to see my father, I say, the last time I saw my father. He says, the last time I saw my father, he was asking me about my life, how I was making out, and he went to the next room to get them to give me. Oh, I say. Feeling again the cold of my father's hand, the last time, he says, and my father turned in the doorway and saw me look at my wristwatch, and he said, you know, I would like you to stay and talk with me. Oh, yes, I say. But if you're busy, he said, I don't want you to feel that you have to just because I'm here. I say nothing. He says, my father said, maybe you have important work you are doing, or maybe you should be seeing somebody. I don't want to keep you. I look out the window. My friend is older than I am. He says, and I told my father so, and I got up and left him then, you know. Though there was nowhere I had to go, and nothing I had to do. And this is my response poem titled Tomorrow. This poem begins with my father telling me we are the same person. He says we have the same imagination drawn to chalk on the sidewalk, my hands and fingernails coated in the colored powder. He sleeps next to my hopscotch lines and my crooked baby blue flowers tonight, curls up because he is tired of knocking on the front door. His tears find their way through the cracks in the mahogany. In this poem, my mom and I almost drown. He says we both love to write. He carves his apologies into the same door that won't let him in. My fingers brush over the wooden grooves and cuts the sentence, you are my world and all that comes with it. In this poem, it takes me 2 hours to get rid of the spinners. We both hate tomatoes, and in the sun we both look like tomatoes. Our eyes wrinkle when we laugh, and sometimes we'll snort if we laugh hard enough. We stop. My mom held this poem, crumpled, covered in red pen corrections and 12-year-old memories of my father. I accidentally left it on top of the washing machine. Rebecca, do you miss your father? Do you miss the times when you stepped on pieces of glass from his broken meth pipes? Or how about the way his breath smelled when he came home at 4 a.m? I said nothing. He doesn't deserve all the time you spent writing this bullshit. She didn't cross out the 12th stanza. 7-Eleven parking lots on Sunday nights. I think there's something wrong with me because I don't cry with him. I sit there, motionless in the passenger seat of an old Camaro, while he keeps realizing that his habits are letting my mom and I slip through his hands. Correctional facilities, rehabilitation centers, and regrets to never let him see his daughter again could not change him. I sat in my room. I thought of ways to tell my mom, who took the time to frame the honor roll certificates on the wall, who remembers the speech contests, the acting competitions. I thought of ways to tell her that now I can't go to college. I don't have the GPA because for 6 semesters, I was sad for no apparent reason. The last thing I learned before my mom gave me back this poem. They saw him chase a woman out of the front door. His right palm was purple that night because of how tightly he held the knife. My mom hasn't read the ending of this poem. My father tried to reach out to me 7 days ago for the first time in 7 years. He said when he got out of prison, he wanted to make sure his little Becky was okay. I don't know if I miss my father, so I watch an old VHS tape of him yelling into a news reporter's microphone at a bar because his favorite football team won. Before I eject the tape and throw it out for good, I press pause. His melon head barely fits into the screen. His eyes are closed as he smiles. His laugh lines press into his pink and red cheeks. He said we look the same.